Now, in light of the president's push, a bipartisan group of lawmakers is set to head overseas this week to meet with the leaders of Denmark and Greenland. One of those is the Democratic Congresswoman Madeleine Dean, back with us live once again here on the Hill. Congresswoman, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping on in before you get on the plane and head abroad. Tell me why you're going over there and what you hope to accomplish.
Good evening, Blake. Good to be with you, and thank you for all of that troubling reporting. Yes, a bipartisan and bicameral CODEL is going to Copenhagen this weekend to say that we are your allies, we are your friends, and to reaffirm our support for NATO, for Denmark, for the Kingdom of Denmark. The remarks of the president are inexplainable to me, and I wish that our Republican counter members here in the House and in the Senate would explain that to the president. I've had the chance to go to Denmark to meet with the prime minister back in the summer of '24. They are baffled by the president's rhetoric, by his desire and coveting of Greenland. After all, we have had a 200-year relationship with the Kingdom of Denmark, decades of economic and military cooperation.
Right.
The historic NATO agreements following and UN agreements following World War II. All of that is at risk with the slippery words of this president and his desire for Greenland.
I hear you. I want to play for our audience some of the reasoning from President Trump. He said this the other day. We'll pick it up on the other side.
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland, and I am not going to let that happen.
I hear your concerns about Greenland and Denmark. You represent parts of Pennsylvania. And the President of the United States is saying, you know what, if we don't do this, Russia or China will. Is he right there?
The part of that that the president is correct about is that Greenland is strategically in an important location on the globe. And Greenland knows it, Denmark knows it, the kingdom knows it. And guess what? We have a role to play there. We have a base there. As I talked to the Prime Minister more than a year ago, she reminded me that, she said very plainly, the President is welcome to invest here in Greenland because of its strategic importance in the region against China and Russia.
So should we cut a deal?
We had 18 bases there. We had 18, it's not a deal. It's do what we do as allies and partners. We had 18 bases there. We removed all of them. We are down to one. They invite our investment, our military cooperation. But do you know how dangerous it is for the president to say we're simply going to take it? That would break the NATO alliance. It would trigger Article 5 if we did military involvement there. And I want to raise something that's really critical and breaks my heart. The Kingdom of Denmark, fought alongside us as Article 5 was triggered with the war in Iraq and Afghanistan following 9/11. They fought alongside us. They died alongside us. They lost 50 soldiers. That's more per capita than any other nation. So the president is irresponsible and simply doesn't understand his history or geography.
Congresswoman, we saw President Trump go into Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Before it, the president was saying that this was about drugs. And afterwards, we've heard a lot about oil. And the reason I bring it up is because the president has talked about this as Greenland, as a matter of national security. I just played you the sound. But the other reality for Greenland is this. They have as much, essentially, rare earth elements as the United States when you look at the list. And these are the things that power our cell phones, power our fighter jets, everything in between. When you look at the list, the U.S. and Greenland are stacked back to back when it comes to rare earth reserves. Is it possible that what the president actually wants here is to get the U.S. on a better footing against China with rare earths?
Well, Blake, you looked under the ice. You're absolutely right. It is about rare earths. It is about resources. He sees dollar signs in his eyes, whether it's the rare earths there or the oil in Venezuela. And look what happened with Venezuela. As exquisite as the military action was, and as right as it is that Mr. Maduro and his wife are treated with justice, it was immediately about oil. The president revealed that in the press conference immediately following the operation. And guess what has happened now? You heard what the CEO of Exxon said. It is uninvestable. That did not please the president. But you're
Right,
on
yeah,
to what the president's all about. This is not about talking to our allies. This is about resources there.
Certainly what the president said. I would also note other CEOs are also willing to go in there. I got to leave it there. Congresswoman Madeleine Dean heading overseas to take on this issue. You heard her live there. Congresswoman, nice to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it.